Imagine a place so rich in history and culture, it's been called the Perfume Isles and the Island of the Moon. Yes, you've guessed it right. We're talking about Comoros. Our journey begins in a time when the first settlers set foot on these enchanting islands. Picture a group of Austronesian seafarers traversing the vast expanses of the open sea, their eyes set on the horizon. These brave explorers were among the earliest inhabitants of Comoros, making their journey from Southeast Asia and the Pacific around the first millennium AD. Around the same time, another group was making its way to the islands. These were the Bantu-speaking Africans, hailing from the Mozambique coast and the African Great Lakes. Their journey was no less significant, as their influence would be deeply woven into the cultural tapestry of the islands. Now you might be wondering, what made Comoros such a magnet for these early settlers? The answer lies in its strategic location. Nestled at the northern mouth of the Mozambique Channel, Comoros was a jewel in the Indian Ocean trade routes. It was the perfect stopover for merchants sailing between Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Its abundant natural resources, including ylang-ylang, vanilla, and cloves, only added to its allure. Over time, Comoros became a bustling hub of trade and cultural exchange. The Austronesian and Bantu cultures began to intertwine, each influencing the other, creating a unique blend that would shape the identity of Comoros. This blend was further enriched by the arrival of Arab and Persian traders, who brought with them the Islamic faith and further diversified the cultural landscape. The early history of Comoros is a tale of journeys across vast oceans, journeys of cultural exchange, and journeys of faith. Each journey left a mark, each mark a story, and each story a piece of the rich tapestry that is Comoros. Thus, the foundation was laid for a melting pot of cultures and traditions that would shape the future of Comoros. Fast forward to the 11th century, and we enter an era of profound transformation. Welcome to the Islamic era of Comoros. As the world was experiencing a shift in power and influence, the Comoros archipelago was not left untouched. The arrival of Arab traders in the 11th century marked a new epoch in the history of Comoros. These traders did not just bring with them goods and spices, but also a new faith, Islam, which would soon become deeply ingrained in the fabric of Comorian society. The Arab traders, with their vast knowledge and rich cultural heritage, were warmly welcomed by the Comorians. They established trade routes, introducing an economic boom that was previously unimagined. But it was their religion, Islam, that had the most profound and lasting impact on the islands. Mosques and madrasas, or Islamic schools, began to spring up across the archipelago. These were not just places of worship and learning, but also served as community centers, where people could gather to discuss matters of importance, strengthening the bonds of the community. The grandest of these Islamic structures was the iconic Friday Mosque in Moroni, a testament to the architectural prowess of the time. Along with the mosques and madrasas, the Arabic language and culture seeped into the daily life of the Comorians. Arabic became the language of education and religious discourse, while the Comorian language, Sycamore, began to incorporate Arabic words, reflecting the deep influence of the Arab traders. The Islamic era also saw the establishment of local sultanates. These small yet powerful kingdoms, each ruled by a sultan, brought about a sense of order and governance. The sultanates not only provided political stability, but also fostered cultural and artistic growth, further enriching the Comorian society. The Arab traders left an indelible mark on the islands. They transformed Comoros into a vibrant Islamic society, deeply rooted in Arab culture and traditions. This era, marked by religious, cultural, and economic transformation, is a testament to the enduring influence of the Arab world in Comoros. The Arab influence set the stage for the next big chapter in the history of Comoros, the European colonization. As the winds of change swept across the globe, Comoros too found itself in the grasp of European powers. The first of these were the Portuguese explorers, who, driven by the allure of spices and the spirit of adventure, set foot on these idyllic islands in the early 16th century. They were followed by the French, who established their rule over Comoros in the mid-19th century. From then on, Comoros was to be a French colony for almost a century and a half. The French rule brought about radical changes in the socio-economic fabric of the islands. One of the most significant of these was the introduction of cash crops. The fertile volcanic soils of Comoros, blessed with ample rainfall, proved to be an excellent ground for the cultivation of crops like vanilla, cloves, and ylang-ylang, a fragrant flower used in perfumery. These crops became the backbone of the Comorian economy, with vanilla and ylang-ylang fetching high prices on the international market. But the French rule was not just about economic changes. It also had a profound impact on the local culture. French became the official language of the islands, and French laws and administrative systems were put in place. The French also brought with them their cuisine, their arts, and their way of life, all of which left an indelible mark on the Comorian culture. Yet French rule was not without its challenges and contradictions. The cash crop economy, while profitable, led to a decline in food production, causing food shortages and famine. The imposition of French culture and language often clashed with local traditions and customs, leading to social tensions and unrest. Despite these challenges, the French rule did contribute to the modernization of Comoros. Infrastructure was developed, education was promoted, and the islands were opened up to the wider world. As we know, all empires come to an end. So did the French rule in Comoros, paving the way for the birth of a new nation. The year was 1975. A new chapter was about to begin in the history of Comoros, a chapter of independence and self-rule. This was a time of great change and upheaval. After over 100 years under French rule, the people of Comoros were ready to carve out their own destiny. The struggle for independence was hard-fought, marked by political unrest and societal tension. Yet, through it all, the Comorian spirit remained unbroken. In July of that year, the Comoros declared itself an independent state. This was a moment of immense pride and joy, but also one of uncertainty. With independence came the daunting task of nation-building. The Comoros had to navigate the complex waters of governance, economic development, and societal integration. The subsequent years were marked by political instability. Coups and conflict became a common feature of the Comorian political landscape. Yet, amid the turbulence, there were also periods of calm and progress. The Comoros embarked on a journey of democratic reform, striving to build a society that was inclusive, equitable, and just. Moving into the 21st century, the Comoros continues to face numerous challenges. Economic development remains a pressing issue, with a significant portion of the population still living below the poverty line. Yet, despite these hurdles, the Comoros has also seen notable achievements. The nation has made significant strides in improving healthcare and education. There has been a steady increase in literacy rates, and life expectancy has risen substantially. In the face of adversity, the Comoros has shown remarkable resilience. The nation has weathered political storms and economic hardship, yet it continues to move forward. The Comorian people have demonstrated time and again their capacity for endurance and their unwavering commitment to building a better future. From ancient seafarers to modern nationhood, the journey of Comoros is a testament to its resilience and rich cultural heritage. We've journeyed through time, exploring the fascinating history of Comoros. Now let's summarize the key points from our tour. Our journey began with the early settlement of Comoros, a period of time shrouded in mystery. The earliest inhabitants, the Bantu people, arrived on the islands from the African continent, bringing with them a rich tapestry of traditions and customs. They laid the foundation for what Comoros would become, a melting pot of cultures and a beacon of diversity in the Indian Ocean. We then ventured into the Islamic era, a pivotal period that shaped the cultural and religious landscape of the islands. Arab traders and explorers set foot on the archipelago, introducing Islam and weaving it into the fabric of everyday life. Their influence is still seen today in the island's architecture, language, and religious practices. Our time machine whisked us next to a time of French rule. Despite the challenges and hardships of this period, the indomitable spirit of the Comorian people shone through. They weathered decades of foreign rule, maintaining their cultural identity and laying the groundwork for the eventual struggle for independence. Finally, we arrived in the modern era, a time of self-rule and self-determination. Comoros, though small in size, emerged as a nation with a strong sense of identity, enriched by its diverse cultural heritage and influenced by its historical journey. The nation's resilience, despite political and economic upheavals, is a testament to the enduring spirit of the Comorian people. Throughout this journey, we've seen how the cultural diversity and strategic importance of Comoros have been shaped by these historical periods. It's a small nation, but one with a rich and varied history, a testament to the power of cultural exchange and the resilience of its people. And with that, we conclude our historical tour of Comoros, an island nation that reminds us history isn't just about the past, it's about how the past shapes our present and future.